I think it's on. Hello. Hello. Good morning. It is Friday morning, and we're at the end of a week that I think for many of us just felt like a never-ending week. This week I had so many things come up that I had to attend to. It just felt so busy, and I don't know that I necessarily felt like everything that was going on was very stressful, but nevertheless, I found myself like, whew, doing this quite a bit. I habitually clench my jaw. I habitually hold tension in my shoulders and in the back of my neck. I know I am not alone in this. I know that like so many people have that same issue where they just kind of carry everything like right here. All right. So this morning, I thought we would just try to cover the neck um, and your back too. So, your upper back and your lower back are not disconnected. It's funny because I was thinking, well, maybe we'll just move the upper back. It's not possible. So we're going to do poses for the whole back and then our shoulders and our jaw. And that's how we're going to begin our Friday morning, I think. I think it's probably good for Friday to not walk into it gritting our teeth. Okay. So this morning, why don't we begin in a prone position on our belly? And oh, before you do that, it's probably going to be a good idea to have a strap around. If you don't have a yoga strap, that's okay. You don't need a yoga strap. You can use a t-shirt. You can use like a blanket or a pillowcase or just a belt, a scarf, anything that you have around you that's a little bit longer that you can grip onto. All right. So we'll begin with our bellies this morning. And as you find your belly, just notice your comfort level here. Right. Sometimes I like to spread my feet out a little bit wider and set my feet down. Other times I like to have my feet like really close to each other. And then this morning I'm going to get started with my elbows bent and my hands stacked on top of each other with my head resting on my hands. But you might have your arms alongside you. You might even tuck your hands underneath your belly. That's another nice way to begin. Right, so we're just going to take maybe like 2 or 3 minutes here to slow down our breathing and to just kind of come to our practice. Right, maybe you just woke up, or maybe you've been up for a while. Maybe you've had your coffee, or maybe you're still really groggy. Right, so just taking a couple of moments to observe yourself, to observe and then to slow your breath. And to watch your body move with your breath. Good. Feel the front of your body pressing down into the floor and the back of your body rising and falling, especially the lower back here. Good. We're going to take another 15 deep breaths on our bellies. And as you breathe here, you might bring to mind some kind of an idea about how you want to move through your day. Right? Only you know what you have to deal with today. And it's really nice to kind of set the course for ourselves energetically. So when you know what you have going on, then you know how you need to approach it sometimes. And if a word or like a short phrase comes to mind, then just repeat it to yourself a few times as you breathe. Kind of really strike that hammer. You need to imprint yourself with it. 'Right? 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 To imprint yourself with it. ' Good. Last 3 deep breaths. All right. And then from here on your belly, let's lift up into Sphinx pose. So Sphinx is it's just a really nice way to help kind of compress the lower back, just stretch those muscles in the lower belly. But the hidden benefit of Sphinx pose is what's going on up in the head and the neck and in between the shoulder blades. All right, so dropping your head down is going to be really, really nice here. And if you do happen to have something like a block nearby, you might take your head and rest it on the block. Right, and if you have that block under your head, you might even rock your forehead side to side on the block. And if you don't have that, that's totally fine. Just let your head hang down. And as you let your head hang down, notice what's happening with the muscles of your face, and also check your butt. If you suddenly clenched it, if it's really working hard right now, try to relax it a little bit. It might feel nice to bring one of your ears over to the same shoulder, and then the other ear over to the other shoulder, and just rock from side to side, looking to work a little bit of tension out of the neck by using gravity here. Weight of your head and gravity. Good, you're going to stick around for 15 more deep breaths here. Good. And for these last breaths, it might feel nice to roll the head around in a circle. So rather than just letting the head hang down, maybe you're pointing your chin way up and seeing if you can connect the back of the head with the upper back. Right, in some of us that might not be a thing. And if it feels really awkward, don't worry about it. There's no reason to ever force anything with the neck. In fact, I'm just going to say right out loud that that's just not smart. So if anything feels iffy, if anything feels weird, I would stay away from it. But if it feels pretty good, then go for it. Good. And we'll just take a few more moments here, rolling the head around if that's what you're doing. Right, and then we're going to just slide the elbows out a little bit wider and set ourselves back down. And take a moment to bring the arms alongside the body so that the tops of the shoulders can come to the floor. And shake your lower back out a little bit. Shake your hips from side to side. Good. Sometimes it's nice to place your hands on your lower belly as you shake your hips from side to side, and even press your fingers into your hip crease a little bit. Maybe you're even using your hands to kind of drive this rocking of the hip side to side so that it's not such a muscular thing with your back body. Good, just a couple breaths. All right, and then from here, we're going to take that left arm out to the side with your palm facing down.
And turn your head so that your left cheek is down on the floor, and we're just gonna roll over to the left side. And this is another place where maybe your block will come in handy. I know I like to use it here so that my neck doesn't just like hang weirdly. But we're looking for this big arm stretch, right? This nice shoulder stretch. I like to pull my knees in towards my chest because it helps my lower back to feel better. But you might prefer to bend that top knee and take the sole of the foot to the floor, or maybe even extend that lower leg out long. Lots of ways to arrange your lower body, but just try to be comfortable wherever you are. Because this is sort of an intense stretch, we'll just stay here for 7 breaths or so. And while you're here, it might be nice to just feel each one of your fingertips on the floor, one at a time. Right, each fingertip connected to your finger. Notice the whole finger and then where it connects to the hand. Just moving from the thumb to the pinky, nice and slow. Good, just a couple more breaths here. Alrighty, and then slow as honey, let's just come back to our bellies. Oh. And roll right over to the other side. So you just extend that right arm back behind you. Yeah, and make your way onto your right side and arrange your lower body so that things feel like more or less comfortable in the lower back. I think one thing that it took me a long time to learn this for myself, I don't need to be doing everything all the time. Like in yoga poses, right? I don't need to be like trying for the most all the time. I don't need to stretch every part of my body that I possibly can or go as hard as I possibly can, out in the world too, same thing. Right? We don't always need to be spreading ourselves so thin and doing so much to be effective. Sometimes one thing at a time is just what we need. And so finding your deep breath here. What does it sound like and what does it feel like today? Few more breaths. Alrighty, and then bringing yourself back onto your belly just for one more moment here. If you've got that block there, you can just take it away. Bring your hands under your shoulders, and we're going to press back into a child's pose really briefly. And in this child's pose, if it's all right with your shoulders and the rest of your body, take your arms around the rest of your body. Set your head down. It might feel good to take a little rock from side to side here. All right, think about the forearms maybe making contact with the floor. Palms face up. And feel that space in between your shoulder blades spreading out. Let's take 10 deep breaths. Beautiful. You can stretch your arms out nice and long in front of you. And then let's move up onto hands and knees. And once you find hands and knees, it might be good to just kind of like intuitively move the spine. Sometimes when I'm struggling with a lot of upper back tension or shoulder tension or neck pain, I like to round the back and just kind of hang out in this angry cat pose for a little bit so that the neck gets to release a touch. Okay, maybe you want to move through some cats and cows, dropping the belly, rounding the back. Good, really just a few breaths here. Alrighty, and then we're going to thread the needle. So take your right hand and press it into the ground under your face. Reach that left arm up, big stretch. As you breathe out, slide the left arm underneath, set your head down. And if you can interlace your fingers here. Okay, press your right hand into your left hand. And then cross your ankles for a little bit more grounding in the lower body. And let's just take a few breaths here. Good, one more breath. Ready, take your right hand, press it down into the floor, raise that left arm up, and then we're actually going to sit back here onto our heels. And as you sit back on your heels, interlace your fingers behind your back, broaden across your collarbones, take a look up, just a gentle broadening of those collarbones. Good. It might feel like a good thing to roll the head a little bit as you do that. Really gently. Good, and then take your hands onto your lap, and we're going to take a couple of lion's breaths. So as you inhale, it's a nice calm and smooth inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, you're going to stick out your tongue and make a scary sound. Maybe cross your eyes. Calm breath in. Exhale. Let's do two more. One more. All right. Wiggle your jaw around, relax the muscles of your face. Let's move back onto hands and knees. And just another moment or two with cat and cow. You might consider turning your hands around so that your fingertips point back towards the knees here. Okay, stretching through those wrists. Something I like to do sometimes, it feels really nice in my forearms, is to kind of bend the elbows a tiny touch and rock the body forward so that the shoulders move forward of the wrists and there's a little bit of weight bearing here. That's good if your wrists are happy. If your wrists are unhappy, don't do that. Just take a couple moments, maybe with the fingertips turned around. All right, a couple more breaths here. All right, and then that left hand is going to come underneath your face. Reach the right arm up, big stretch. As you breathe out, slide that right arm underneath. And then take your left hand and place it on top of your right hand. And cross your ankles here too, maybe, if that feels good in your lower body. As you press your left hand down into your right hand, take notice of where you're feeling this in your back. Okay, what's going on back there? And do your best to relax your head and neck. Sometimes I find myself like trying to look off in some direction and I'm actually like clenching my neck muscles. Yeah, so do your best to let your head be nice and heavy. And do your best to breathe deeply into this twist. Good. Why don't we take another 3 breaths or so here? All right, and then press that left hand down into the floor. Raise the right arm back up, big stretch. As you exhale, take that right hand down. And we're gonna sit back on the heels again and grab a hold of our strap or your belt or your scarf or whatever you have lying around. All right, and we're just gonna take the strap kind of wide, hands kind of wide on the strap, maybe wider than your shoulders. I would say maybe quite a bit wider than your shoulders. And we're just gonna make some circles here. So lifting that strap up and overhead, and then go ahead and take it down behind you. And we're gonna roll through a few of these and see if you can keep your jaw kind of relaxed as you do this. Sometimes when I practice this, this stretch with the strap, my jaw like starts to clench. And then it's even helpful to throw in a lion's breath or two. So calm inhale. And then exhale, sticking out your tongue. If that feels right this morning, you need a little fierceness to get through your day. Good. Just a couple more breaths with this back and forth motion. All right, and then we're just going to keep the arms overhead with the strap and move to one side. And move to the other side and really get that nice opening through the underarm, through the hip, the side body. Good. Maybe you want to move around kind of intuitively here, stretching through the underarms. Occasionally, I even like to bring the strap out in front and round the back. Good. So just a couple more breaths here, just like this. All right. Any kind of movement that makes sense to you. All right. Eventually, allow that strap to drop down to the floor. Take your hands onto your lap and just sit up nice and tall for a moment. And take notice of how everything is feeling in your neck, in your shoulders, the muscles of your face. Especially take notice of the inner and outer corners of your eyes. The corners of your mouth, tip of your tongue resting gently behind your teeth, your upper teeth. Good. And then we're going to take our hands and we're going to massage the back of our neck just by taking your fingers and kind of raking them from the center, right where your spine is, out to the sides. So just a couple moments with this back of the neck massage. You might spend a little bit of time gently raking around the place where your skull and your spine meet. There are a bunch of lovely pressure points there. Good. Sometimes it's nice to do this in the shower in the morning. Good. Maybe another 3 or 4 breaths. Before eventually coming to your traps, which are these knotty little muscles right here, kind of at the top of the shoulder, where the shoulder and the neck meet. And every time I place my fingers here, I'm finding a knot. It's just the way my body works. So take notice of what's going on.
If you find a knot, it might feel nice to press into it for a little while and try to breathe deeply, or maybe you want to go gentle this morning. It's up to you. Okay, just a couple more breaths. Right, and then we're going to work on our jaw last. So take your thumb and bring it to the underside of your jaw, and then your other fingers are going to come around like the top side of your jaw. And we're just going to rake from where your jaws meet to your chin and back again. Just a few moments like this. Good. And then just bring your hands down to your heart. Take a couple big breaths. And to close out our practice today, why don't we take a few rounds of 3-part Taoist breath. So a big clearing inhale and a big exhale. And then arms alongside you. Breathe in, lift them up. Exhale and take your hands down behind your head, elbows bent, and then press out to the side. Flip the palms, inhale, hands come to the shoulders. Exhale, press the palms forward, around the back. Good, flip the palms again. Inhale, scoop them up, reach high. Exhale, child's pose, head to the floor. Good, inhale, come on back up. Reach those arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands behind the head. Press to the sides. Flip the palms, inhale, hands to the shoulders. Exhale, press forward. Good, flip the palms up. Scoop as you inhale. And then exhale, child's pose. 2 more rounds. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, press out. Inhale, hands to shoulders. Exhale, press forward. Inhale, scoop. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, up one more time. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale and roll yourself back up into a seated position. And then just bring your hands to your heart one more time. A deep breath in to pick up your heart. And a deep breath out, dropping your head down towards your hands and your heart, honoring your practice this morning. Yay, thanks everybody. It's so nice to move around with you. It's so nice to end the week this way. I'll see you all again on Monday morning here on Facebook Live. We have outdoor classes this week, and unlike last weekend, unlike last weekend, the weather looks to be beautiful. So if you're interested in any of those, just shoot us a message and we'll get you all signed up. Or you can just show up too. All right, enjoy your weekend, everybody. Bye.